Hi everyone, this is Candy Johnson. I am your host, and this is Real Talk, brought to you by Real Raw Records. Today's topic is fear is a liar. All right. Um, I went to a church for about 9 years, and during the 9 years that I went to that church, I learned a lot of things. So I am grateful for the time that I did attend that particular church, because despite what popular opinion is, there are some churches out there that are teaching some really good life skills, along with the spiritual doctrine. And this particular church that I was attending was one of those churches. So I'm grateful to have been a member of that church, perhaps not for 9 years, but I am still thankful for attending, because I did get some very valuable life lessons out of my membership there. Okay. And one of the life lessons that I learned while attending this particular congregation was the acronym for fear. I didn't just learn the acronym for fear, but the teaching that was taught about fear and how it affects us and keeps us from reaching our goals, or how it affects us in our believing in ourselves, and it really affects people's self-esteem and stuff like that. It really takes a toll on you mentally when you are overwhelmed by fear. All right. And so the pastor of this particular church was very practical in the teachings, and she would use very simple ways of demonstrating whatever it is that she was trying to get across to us, the lesson. She would use very practical means of doing that. And in teaching us about fear, she incorporated an acronym to the word fear that would help us to relate to the understanding of what fear really was. Okay, and get an understanding of the definition of fear. And I'm going to share that acronym with you all today, in hopes that I could pay it forward, so to speak, because this particular lesson was very valuable to me in life, and is still valuable to me even after having left this particular congregation. That acronym is F, fear. E, wait a minute, the lettering in fear is FEAR. All right. So F standing for false, E standing for evidence, A standing for appearing, and R standing for real. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make a meme so that I can make this very clear and relay that understanding to you all with the imagery as well to relate to the understanding. But false evidence appearing real is what fear stands for. So in collaboration with the title, Fear is a Liar. It's false evidence, all right? It's not real. Okay. When I have come across things in life that I feared, I didn't think of those things as being false. To me, they were very real and very apparent. And it was like, can't you see this? This is really a bad thing. It's really horrible. It's really scary. But the truth of the matter was, which is opposing to being a lie, but the truth of the matter is that those things were only realistic in my mind. I made them real. I made them real in my mind. Things that I felt were impossible, they were only impossible in my mind. I feared failure because to me, failure was more realistic than being successful. All right. So therefore, when things appear real, there are some effects to that in our behaviors. There are some effects to that in our actions. There are some effects to that. This will really hopefully be helpful to the procrastinators. Oh wow! I should probably do a whole segment on procrastinating, but I'll just touch on it a little bit in this segment. Many times, the reason that people procrastinate is because there's something that they're fearing or avoiding, because perhaps in their mind, avoiding that particular thing relieves some level of stress for them because they fear an element of that particular thing. I'll give you an example. When I was filling out the paperwork to get the federal status for my record label, because of me feeling inadequate and incapable of filling out federal documents, I'm like, this is a really big thing. Like, also, other people kind of put fears in my head that only a lawyer can do this, and no one has ever been able to do this before. That built up anxiety, or same thing, fear in my mind. All right. So I procrastinated some days, all right, because I feared them turning me down. But I thank God for giving me confidence, because one day he told me, and he made it very plain and simple to me. He said, you know how to write a song? And I said, yes, I know how to write a song. It's no problem for me to write a song. And he said, well, when you write a song, in that song, you begin with the concept, and then you just fill out the rest of the words in the song to tell a story or to fulfill the purpose of the concept. He said, this paperwork that you need to fill out, all they're asking you for is the song that describes your record label. And it was like an enlightenment, or a light went off. It was like the fear disappeared, okay? Because I knew how to write a song. So when I could relate to that understanding and know that, oh, okay, all they're really asking me for is the concept of my record label. That I knew. So the fear disappeared. The fear itself didn't disappear, but I got an antidote for that fear was confidence. All right. And so what me having the understanding opened the door for me, so to speak, and it removes the doubt, it removes the fear, it removes the anxiety, it removes the feelings of being inadequate. And all of a sudden, I felt very confident and able, that I had the ability to do this and do it well, because I knew that I'm very good at writing songs. I'm a cold bitch. So I said, well, I can do that, and I'm definitely sure about my vision for the record label. So to place that in the perimeters of a concept, oh, that's easy to do, And I got to write, and I wrote and wrote and wrote. I wrote so much that it was almost like a book when I got through. So I submitted that, and it was approved. Long story short, but I wanted to share that with you all, how the fear that, and the reasons that I procrastinated on filling out the paperwork was because I feared something that wasn't really realistic. I in my mind at the time when I was procrastinating, there was this big monster of life, keeping me from my dreams, and it was a big gate, with a padlock on it that said, "Keep out. You can't come in here. You're not qualified." And I'm just so thankful to God. He's a very good teacher, and he's taught me many things in life that, with my disabilities, that I would not have been able to accomplish if it had not been for him teaching, breaking things down to me in the lowest terms, where I could grasp them and take hold upon them and overcome, certain things in life, that different stigmas that sometimes life or people will put stigmas on you and tell you that because of this you can't do this. And I noticed that a lot with the Black race. We do have some how should I put it? We do have some things that we have to overcome that's a little extra, than other people. But having a little extra to do to accomplish your goals, it's not the same thing as not being able to do it at all, So I said that to encourage anyone and everyone who is embarking upon something that seems impossible. One of the things that I always say, and people quote me, I find one thing that I always say is that things ain't always what they seem. And I say that a lot because I have come across situations where people lie, pretend, and I've had fears within myself, or other people have tried to cause me to doubt myself or to doubt my ability to reach a certain goal or accomplish something. And over and over again, I have proven them wrong, or I have exposed people for what they really are. A lot of times people will try to put fear in you and doubt in you. People call them fear mongers. All right. And a lot of times people will try to put fear in you because and it's not may not be intentional all the time. Sometimes people fear themselves. You know, they have fear within them, and they doubt themselves, and they don't see where this whatever it is that you're trying to do as being possible, and so they relay that to you and kind of transfer their negative beliefs or negative mentality upon you, and you may not even realize it. I went to the business association to get some help with my paperwork on my record label, and it's called Scores. SCORE. And they're supposed to help you with business planning and things of that nature, but they were no help to me. As a matter of fact, they told me that their so-called experts told me that I couldn't do it. Well, it's done. It's done. And that's why I'm so confident in reaching further goals. We've actually made history because we are the first record label in the history of the music industry to acquire a federal status that we've obtained. So I'm very proud of that. But most importantly, I am thankful for the success of reaching this level, because it is a testament to other people that look at my life and see my struggles, and they know up close, and it's been an encouragement to them to go after their dreams. And so I'm very thankful for that, of being an example of success in that degree. Many times in life, you'll find people that will discourage you, and they will try to keep you from reaching your goals. Sometimes it's not intentional, but then you do have people out there, a lot of people refer to them as haters, all right? And yes, there are some haters out there that will try to keep you from your goals, and they'll do all that they can to verbally knock down everything you build, and they'll verbally try to destroy your hopes and your dreams. They'll verbally try to eliminate all hope. And I want to encourage you to fight back. I want to encourage you to fight back because at the end of that tunnel, there's some light, okay? And you're guaranteed to succeed if you don't give up. That's worth repeating. You're guaranteed to succeed if you don't give up. Because fear is a liar, all right? And anyone that's trying to instill fear in you or doubt in you, which is the same thing, they're liars too. They're liars. You have people that, like I said, these so-called experts, and people that are not even experts, but they put themselves in that position as if they are experts, and they'll pretend that they know what the fuck they talking about, and really they are just nobodies, and they couldn't possibly tell you how to be somebody, because all they know how to do is be nobody, all right? And that's not to belittle anyone, but that's just some real shit. And one thing you can depend on Candy for is Candy keep it real. Okay? Just keeping it real. All right? And that's some real shit. You know, people can't tell you how to be successful at something, and they have never embarked upon anything, any level of success. Where they gonna get their information from? Eh? You know, just think about it. Where they gonna get their information from? If they ain't done shit, where they gonna get their information from to tell you how to be successful? Just think about it. Give it a little thought. Let it marinate a little while, and get back with me on that one. Okay. Some things, if you just think about it a little while, you'll come up with a very practical answer that's suitable for the circumstances. I've been in a business entrepreneurial lane for a long time. And I don't know what it is about challenges. Anything that's easy, it just seems like I'm not interested in easy shit. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a defect in my mind or what it is, y'all. But things that's easy, I don't even have interest in. But anything that I come upon and people say, nobody's never done this, or this has never been done, or they don't have this, or you can't, oh, wow. As soon as somebody say you can't, that's a wrap. I'm going after it. I'm a stubborn ass Scorpio, and so I don't give up till I get it. And so I just have it in my mind that you can tell me I ain't gonna be successful, but I'll tell you one thing, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna die trying. I'm gonna die trying, that's for sure. And I ain't gonna give up until I give up satisfaction that I conquered that particular mountain. And I just wanted to share that with y'all today, that fear is a liar. Don't believe it. I'm telling you now, don't believe the person that's trying to instill fear in you. Don't believe your circumstances or your lack thereof. I started my record label while living in a homeless shelter, and a lot of people laughed. They mocked me. They made fun of me and everything. But I got the last laugh today. And so people gonna laugh. They're gonna talk, and they're gonna I've even had people to try to literally sabotage my performances, you name it, sabotage my video footage, sabotage my record recordings. I'm talking about every step of the way. Okay, it seemed like every step of the way it was sabotage. But I didn't give up. I cried many nights, and that's real talk. I cried many nights. But when I got up in that the next morning, I talked to God and say, well, what we gonna do today? And he would guide me. And I mean, every step of the way. It seemed like certain days when it would seem like nothing was going to happen. I remember one day walking, I left the shelter, and I went to a place where all the people gathered at in town. And if it had not been that I was homeless at that particular time, and there at that particular day, I met the mayor of the city personally. and gave him my business card and stuff like that, because I was prepared with the business card. I was prepared for success. All right, I was prepared for it, you know. And so I did meet the mayor and talk to him personally about my desires and my vision for Real Raw Records, and that really gave me a lot of encouragement. And that wasn't the only person that I met that was a power mover, but I'm just using that one particular instance as an example of how even when it seems like you're at your worst or you're in the worst predicament you could be in, just holding on to hope, you know, and just believing in your dreams and going after it with every step you take, with every move you make. It seems like the whole universe gets on your side and ride with you, you know. But you got to see yourself being successful first, okay? And that will require you to reach beyond what appears to be real. And when I say appears to be real, is the reality of my situation at the time when I started this record label. The reality was I was in a homeless shelter. But what also was a reality was I was working my ass off towards the success of the label, okay? And I could see the success before I obtained it. You know, I already see us. Even now, we're working on a state-of-the-art recording studio and building on what we've already started. And we're going to have a multi-seating theater performance center. And so I can see that. I can see it in its fullness, in its manifestation. So it's no doubt that it has no other choice but to manifest and to be a reality, not only just to me and my team, but also to others that are going to be attending. It is going to manifest. And so those things that you fear, whether it's I don't have a degree, or how can I do this? I can't do this, or I can't do that, or perhaps you're believing for healing for yourself, for someone that your loved one, for cancer, whatever. There's a song, and I'm gonna sing this, just a piece of it, that my grandmother used to sing, and it's really encouraged me in my times of wavering and doubting a little bit. And I'm gonna sing a little bit of that for you, and probably end this broadcast if no one comes in and wants to contribute to the topic. But the song goes like this: only believe, only believe, all things are possible if you only believe. Only believe, only believe, oh, oh, If you'd only believe. My voice is a little cracky, but the words of the song is only believe. Only believe. All things are possible if you only believe. So I'm going to leave you all with that, and we're going to have another session. I think it's fear is important enough not to focus on, but it is important enough subject that it needs to be dealt with. So we are going to do some more segments, but in the meantime and in between time, only believe all things are possible if you only out there, if you only believe. In the meantime, in between time, keep it real or take your ass back to fantasy land.